you had to learn their language?
The preparation they told us was we could only have 50 pounds of clothes for the next 2 years. So I packed very carefully. No matter what country you go to, they don't want you packing up everything that you own and bringing it with you. So you'll always have to pack fairly carefully. But and of course I took all cottons because I was in an African climate. But there is nowhere that you go that you can't buy stuff after you get there. So I really didn't find it a problem. And yes, Ethiopia has 100 languages. Every region has its own mother tongue, which is a great problem for Ethiopians in their education system. So what they do is they teach the children in their mother tongue from kindergarten to grade 6. And then they switch to English, because any child who gets to grade 6 is probably going to continue and go to university. So English is taught in the grades from 1 to 6, but it's not used for teaching. But after grade 6, all the children are taught in English. Now, when I first went to Ethiopia, I went to Jimma. And Jimma is Oromo territory, and so I had to learn the Oromo language. However, they taught us in Amharic. So the result is I speak both Amharic and Oromo, and I speak them terribly. Yes?
I have an anecdote that illustrates the speed with which a person is forgotten. When I retired from the University of Toronto Library after 26 years as chief librarian, my secretary retired at the same time. She stayed on actually a year until I retired. Extra year for her. About 10 days later, when I was setting up my office at home, I found that I was missing something I must have forgotten in my office. So I called the library, and a strange voice answered, new secretary, obviously. And I said, I think I left something in my office. I wonder if you might check to see if it's there. Well, what is your name? My name is Blackburn. How do you spell it? So I found other things to do. Since then, I have been very busy volunteering in a number of church organizations as seemed to be always treasurer, maybe secretary treasurer. I ended up as treasurer of various organizations. But in between times, I was able to publish 4 books, and I have another one just ready to show to a publisher now. But I have some over in the corner here that I'll be signing at noon if anybody's interested.
Did you all hear that? That you're going to be signing for your book? Did I see another name in that? Yes.
First of all, Ethiopian coffee is great. Our local coffee shop sells the fair trade beans and roast them. Secondly, I volunteer, I've been doing it for 8 years, at an organization in the west end of the city that assists refugees in acclimatizing themselves to Canada. This is a different way of meeting people from other cultures and countries and learning about their customs and their language. And it's also a way of using reference skills and some, to a lesser extent, some cataloging or classification, but only in terms of organizing files or preparing an index for the motions that have been passed, and the City Hall wants to know what year they were done and going to hold points, that sort of thing. So if you know of an organization or agency that works with people, young people and old people, and you enjoy working with people, and an organization or agency that also works with international people, other countries, other cultures, other agencies. I've learned a lot about Africa, a little bit about Mexico, a fair bit about Colombia, and more than I'd like to know about our Canadian government.
Thank you very much. I should tell you that I've been completely ruined for any other coffee but Ethiopian coffee now. I live just a block away from the St. Lawrence Market, and I constantly drink Ethiopian coffee. I think we probably all know that there's lots of volunteer work for retired people or even for busy people, because I always do a lot of volunteering even at my busiest. The only reason I didn't speak on that is because A, I was asked to speak about volunteering overseas, and B, in a couple of minutes I'm going to be Barbara Greer and tell you about another volunteer opportunity. Okay? I don't see anyone else. So, thank you. Now, since I'm going to be Barbara Greer, I'll just change the presentation.